Have you ever walked by the smell of freshly grilled pork ribs on a charcoal grill? That tempting aroma can make your mouth water. But if you feel an overwhelming urge to stop and smell it, you might want to think twice. It could be an early sign of dementia, and you should see a doctor immediately for an early diagnosis. Dementia is not just an issue for the person affected, it's a family affair. The impact is deep, affecting everyone close to the patient. Sometimes, it can even shake the very foundation of a family, making it a frightening disease to deal with. For many elderly people, it's a fear that they may lose control of their own lives, doing things they never imagined, like forgetting basic daily tasks or becoming confused. This is the reality of dementia, and it's a scary thought, but there is hope. The best way to prevent dementia is to catch it early. Early detection is crucial because, once the disease progresses, the chances of fully recovering brain function are slim. In fact, it's rare to see someone completely return to their previous state after treatment. That's why it's vital to recognize the warning signs as soon as possible and take action. By doing so, you can slow its progression and manage it with professional help. The goal is to preserve health and happiness, and today, I want to talk about something that concerns many of us: dementia. Whether it's about identifying early symptoms, distinguishing between false dementia and real dementia, or adopting preventive habits and foods, I'll cover it all. This information is crucial not just for yourself, but for your family's well-being too, so I encourage you to stick with me until the end. So, what exactly is dementia? Medically speaking, dementia refers to various causes that damage brain function, resulting in a persistent decline in cognitive abilities. This impacts a person's ability to live independently and manage daily tasks. To put it simply, dementia occurs when cognitive abilities deteriorate to the point where someone can no longer manage their daily life on their own. However, if cognitive decline occurs but the person can still manage their daily life, it's classified as a pre-dementia stage, which is something to keep an eye on for early intervention. Dementia is a disease that, surprisingly, is becoming increasingly close to us. It's not just something we hear about in passing, it's approaching rapidly, especially in our country. Right now, around 10% of seniors aged 65 and older are diagnosed with dementia, and the numbers only get higher with age. Among seniors aged 85 or older, about 25% are affected. That means 1 in 4 people in that age group will face dementia. Dementia is a prevalent disease, but what can we do to recognize it early? Are there warning signs that appear before the disease takes full hold? Most of us don't think about it until we see odd behaviors, but surprisingly, dementia can start showing signs much earlier than we realize. One of the first and most surprising signs to look out for involves smell. A study conducted by the University of Chicago tested the olfactory functions of 296 older adults. They evaluated their ability to detect 5 different smells, and they found something unexpected. People who had trouble identifying these scents were more likely to develop dementia within 5 years. This showed that the sense of smell could be one of the first indicators of cognitive decline. The study focused on testing smells like fish and orange leather, but it may not always be practical for us here in the US. So, what can we do? Thankfully, researchers have adapted the test for our local context. Here, the scent of ginseng charcoal grilled ribs has been chosen as an indicator. It's a powerful, herbal smell that is familiar to many of us, and it's easy to find in local environments. By using this specific scent, we can test whether someone is experiencing a decline in their sense of smell. If someone around you is unable to distinguish between certain common smells, such as the scent of grilled ribs, it could indicate a potential issue. If that's the case, it's important to seek help immediately and visit a dementia care center or hospital. Early intervention can make all the difference in slowing down the progression of the disease. But why is smell so closely tied to dementia? The answer lies in the brain. Our sense of smell is one of the first abilities to deteriorate when dementia begins to take hold. The olfactory nerve, which is responsible for detecting odors, is connected to brain regions that are also affected by dementia. When harmful substances accumulate in the brain, they can reduce the function of the olfactory nerve, leading to a diminished sense of smell. In fact, this reduction in smell sensitivity can sometimes be one of the first signs of dementia, and many people don't even realize it's happening. This connection between smell and brain health highlights the importance of paying attention to such subtle changes, as they can serve as early warning signs for cognitive decline. Smell plays a significant role in our memories, often evoking powerful connections. For instance, imagine walking down the street and catching the scent of sizzling pork belly cooking. The moment you smell it, you're instantly transported to memories of enjoying a samgyeopsal meal with friends or family. This connection between smell and memory is made possible by neurotransmitters in the brain. However, when these pathways are damaged by harmful substances, the ability to recognize smells can fade. People with early signs of dementia may no longer be able to recognize even familiar odors, or they may lose their ability to recall related memories. In fact, changes in smell perception can sometimes serve as an early warning sign of dementia, detected up to 5 years before the disease fully develops. But the loss of smell is not the only symptom to watch out for. There are other signs of dementia that are important to recognize, even when someone seems otherwise healthy. It's crucial to understand that memory loss, often associated with dementia, is one of the most common symptoms. However, it's important not to confuse this with ordinary forgetfulness, which is common as we age. Many older adults experience moments of forgetfulness, especially following significant life changes, such as the loss of a spouse or a reduction in social activities. These situations can lead to temporary forgetfulness and even depression, which can sometimes be mistaken for early signs of dementia. In such cases, it's often referred to as pseudodementia. This condition can mimic the symptoms of dementia, but it's usually caused by depression, not irreversible brain degeneration. With proper treatment and regular exercise, people suffering from pseudodementia can often improve their condition. It's important to get a clear diagnosis from a doctor, as treating depression or other conditions that mimic dementia can make a big difference. In some countries, a dementia diagnosis can lead to significant lifestyle changes, such as the cancellation of a driver's license or other legal issues. If pseudodementia is mistakenly diagnosed as full-blown dementia, it can lead to unnecessary complications in a person's life. So, how can you tell if it's true memory loss or just simple forgetfulness? Here's the key difference: when someone is experiencing normal forgetfulness, they may need a little reminder from others to jog their memory. For example, when you remind them of something they forgot, they'll typically respond with, "Oh, that's right." But with dementia, no amount of prompting helps. The person may not even remember ever having done something, or they might have no recollection of it at all. This is the critical difference, and recognizing it early can help in seeking the right treatment. The more we understand the symptoms and differences, the better equipped we are to handle dementia and its impact on our loved ones. To understand memory, it's important to first know how it works in the brain. Information is stored in the brain, and we rely on the process of retrieving that information when we need it. Forgetfulness occurs when we can't retrieve that stored information efficiently, even though it's still there. In a healthy brain, information is stored and retrieved seamlessly, but when it comes to dementia, the problem isn't just about retrieval, it's about the failure to store the information in the first place. This malfunction becomes more pronounced as dementia progresses, and it starts to interfere with daily life. If you or someone you know is experiencing these issues, it could be an early sign of dementia. One common red flag is when a person remembers things well from the past, but struggles to recall recent memories. If this is happening, it's important to be cautious. Dementia doesn't always feel like forgetting something. Instead, it can feel like a growing inability to remember, which is much more concerning. Another early symptom to look out for is a decline in language skills. A person who used to speak clearly might suddenly begin to slur their words or struggle to form coherent sentences. If someone is having difficulty finding the right words or expressing themselves as they once did, this can be a warning sign. It's also important to pay attention to how someone interacts with objects. If they are unable to identify things they once could, or if their words fail to match what they see, this could be a cause for concern. Changes in personality and behavior are also significant indicators of dementia. A person who was once outgoing may become withdrawn or introverted. Additionally, confusion about the date, time, or location can signal the onset of dementia. If these signs are present, it's crucial to pay close attention and take note of any changes. I keep stressing the importance of recognizing these symptoms because early detection can make a difference. While there is no cure for dementia, early intervention can help manage the disease and slow its progression. The reality is that there is no pill or food that can cure dementia, despite what you might see advertised on TV or online. These products are not medically verified and should be approached with caution. Many people wonder if dementia can truly be cured, and the answer is that it's not something that can be completely reversed. However, with the right treatment and support, it's possible to manage the symptoms, particularly in the early stages. The key is to hold on to cognitive function for as long as possible, and to seek help when early signs of dementia appear. The sooner you act, the better the chances of slowing the progression and maintaining a higher quality of life. It's important to recognize that many of the symptoms associated with dementia can be addressed with early intervention. For Alzheimer's disease, a common type of dementia, there is ongoing medical research aimed at slowing down its progression. Studies have shown that a combination of both drug and non-drug treatments in the early stages can help slow down the disease. In fact, research indicates that those who receive early treatment can reduce the likelihood of needing to move into a nursing home within 5 years by up to 55%. Just think about it, the prospect of spending your later years in a nursing home can be daunting, and it's something many of us hope to avoid. That's why if you notice any warning signs of dementia, it's crucial to take action immediately. Visiting a doctor early on can help identify whether you're in the early stages of dementia, or if the symptoms are linked to something else. If you or a loved one is diagnosed with early-stage dementia or cognitive impairment, seeking help from a dementia care center or health facility can make a world of difference. In these centers, cognitive training and early intervention can help slow the progression of dementia, potentially extending the time before it worsens. Regular checkups and staying alert to warning signs are essential. If any issues arise, don't hesitate to report them and seek medical advice. Early detection and intervention are key. Now, when it comes to preventing dementia, the best approach is to focus on prevention rather than treatment. Prevention starts early, ideally when you are still healthy and there are no significant signs of cognitive decline. Let me walk you through some of the ways you can reduce your risk. Dementia has multiple causes, but the most common type is Alzheimer's disease, which accounts for the majority of dementia cases. In Alzheimer's, beta-amyloid plaques, bad proteins, accumulate in the brain, disrupting the function of nerve cells and leading to their deterioration. Over time, this causes cognitive decline and the eventual destruction of brain cells. To prevent Alzheimer's disease and other forms of dementia, it's important to manage the risk factors associated with the condition. Some of these include smoking, depression, physical inactivity, social isolation, diabetes, high blood pressure, hearing loss, traumatic brain injuries, and even alcohol consumption. Managing these risks can significantly reduce your chances of developing dementia. Here's what you can do. First and foremost, quit smoking. If you have hearing loss, consider wearing a hearing aid to address the issue before it becomes more serious. Stay active, both physically and socially, to reduce the impact of isolation and inactivity. Maintaining a healthy weight, managing diabetes and high blood pressure, and reducing alcohol consumption are also critical steps to take. By addressing these risk factors, you are actively protecting your brain and overall health. Preventing dementia isn't just about avoiding these risks, it's about taking positive steps to safeguard your well-being. In addition to managing these factors, one of the most important things you can do is support the secretion of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF. BDNF is a hormone that helps protect and repair brain cells. Keeping your brain healthy and active is crucial for preventing dementia, and focusing on ways to boost BDNF can go a long way in preserving cognitive function as you age. Prevention is the best strategy, so make sure you're taking care of your health today to protect your future. The more proactive you are, the better your chances of avoiding the devastating effects of dementia. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, is a hormone crucial for the development of the nervous system and memory. It plays an important role in boosting brain function and has been shown to have antidepressant effects. One of its most valuable functions is its ability to clear beta-amyloid plaques from the brain, which are a hallmark of Alzheimer's disease. So, how can you increase BDNF levels in your brain? The answer is exercise, and not just any exercise, but exercise that gets your heart rate up. While many older adults engage in walking, which is beneficial, it's important to aim for a bit more intense physical activity. Brisk exercise that makes you break a sweat is the key to increasing BDNF and, in turn, reducing the risk of dementia. If you're concerned about pushing yourself too hard, don't worry, there's no need to overdo it. I recommend using a heart rate monitor, such as a smartwatch, which many people wear these days, to track your progress. To calculate the ideal target heart rate for your age, simply subtract your age from 220 and multiply that number by 0.7. For example, if you're 60 years old, subtract 60 from 220 to get 160, then multiply 160 by 0.7, which gives you 112. This means that a heart rate of around 112 beats per minute is suitable for someone over 60. However, if you're just starting out, don't feel pressured to jump straight to 112. Start with a target heart rate that's around 50 to 60% of that number to ease into it. Aside from exercise, another powerful way to prevent dementia is through mental stimulation. While puzzles like Sudoku may seem like a great brain workout, research suggests that they don't actually offer much in terms of dementia prevention. Instead, engaging in new learning experiences is far more effective. Studies show that the more you learn, the lower your risk of dementia. This means that regardless of your educational background, you can still benefit from ongoing learning. The key is to find activities that challenge your brain and encourage new ways of thinking. Learning doesn't have to be formal, it can include writing, creative activities, and even watching educational videos. For example, watching my videos is a form of learning. But it doesn't stop there. Taking the time to explain what you've learned to others can make it more meaningful and reinforce your memory. This is true learning, and it's a great way to keep your mind sharp. So, if you watch this video, share what you've learned with the people around you. Discussing new concepts, engaging in creative activities, and keeping your mind active can go a long way in preventing dementia and supporting lifelong cognitive health. The most important thing is to keep learning and stay active, both physically and mentally, to protect your brain well into the future. The third important way to prevent dementia is through maintaining strong relationships with others. Our interactions with people, the conversations we have, and the connections we build throughout life are essential for keeping our brains active. Social engagement plays a significant role in cognitive health. For example, even though employees in high-stress jobs, like those in sales, might be under constant pressure, they have a much lower likelihood of developing dementia compared to those who are isolated. This suggests that the more we engage with others, the better it is for our brain health. Being around people, rather than being alone, is key to preventing cognitive decline. In addition to socializing, people often ask about the types of food that can prevent dementia. While no single food can completely stop the progression of dementia, certain foods can support brain function and improve cognitive health. One diet that is especially beneficial for preventing dementia is the MIND diet, which combines elements from the Mediterranean and DASH diets. The MIND diet focuses on foods that boost brain health and restricts those that can harm it. There are 5 foods to avoid: red meat, margarine, cheese, fried foods, and fast food. Instead, there are 10 foods you should make a part of your daily diet: leafy green vegetables, other vegetables, berries, nuts, olive oil, whole grains, fish, beans, poultry, and a small amount of red wine. If you focus on eating whole, natural foods, those that have never been processed, you are already on the right path. Steer clear of processed foods like sausages, ham, and sugary drinks, which are detrimental to your health and can increase the risk of dementia. Another question that often arises is whether living in a bustling city or a quiet rural area has an impact on dementia prevention. While many people believe that a quiet environment is best, it's not just about reducing noise. The real key is maintaining intellectual stimulation and social relationships, which are crucial for brain health. Living in a stimulating, engaging environment where you interact with others and challenge your mind regularly is much more beneficial than living in isolation. A landmark study by Dr. David Snowden, conducted with 678 nuns at the Sisters of Notre Dame in Kentucky, shows the importance of staying mentally and socially active. This long-term study tracked the cognitive functions of the nuns and found that those who continued to engage in intellectual and social activities throughout their lives had a much lower risk of developing dementia, even if their brains showed signs of Alzheimer's-related damage. So, what's the best way to prevent dementia? It's simple: stay actively involved in life. Keep learning, meet new people, and engage in meaningful work and hobbies. These activities not only keep your brain sharp but can also enrich your life as you age. It's never too late to start. I, for example, began my YouTube journey later in life, and I can tell you that it's been an incredibly rewarding experience. You can always find new things to challenge and excite you. This is what keeps the brain young and healthy. Remember, maintaining an active, engaged lifestyle, full of learning and social interaction, is one of the most effective ways to prevent dementia. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and leave a like. Let's keep our minds and bodies healthy, thriving, and blooming every day. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Keep up the great work in taking care of your health.